What is up, my friends? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about a topic called pedal tones or pedal point, okay? And this is pretty important because it really differentiates melody and harmony. A lot of the times when we're writing music, we kind of like to write melody tones moving along with harmony chords, harmonic chords and harmonic progressions. And that's one way to do things, but to add interest, sometimes we can treat the bass and the harmonic foundation a little independently of what the melody is doing and the chords are doing on top. So we're going to dive into a little example here in today's video. But before we do that, I want to give you my music theory fundamentals guide. In case you don't have that yet, it's a free guide going over the basics of music theory, like scales, chords, progressions, how they all work together, how notes resolve to one another, all that good stuff. A lot of people have been asking me just to teach them the basics of theory, so I wanted to do that, give you a gift for watching this video. And if you want that, just click the link in the box below. It'll take you straight there, and you can check it out anytime. Hopefully, it'll help you on your music theory journey. But anyway, let's quickly talk about pedal tones in the video. So essentially, a very classic example would be like if I'm in the key of C major, right? And let's say my right hand is only playing chords and my left hand is playing octaves, okay? So let's separate it by like an octave, okay? If I play the C note, which is the tonic of the scale, consistently while changing the notes on the chords on top, then this is what we call a pedal tone. Essentially, I'm keeping the same harmonic foundation on the very bottom, so everything is over the first note of the scale or the tonic, whereas everything else above it is kind of changing. But what does this do musically? How does that make us feel? For me, it basically makes us feel more grounded. It feels like there's more control. Why does that work? Because we're always over the home note of the scale, right? It's not like we're playing, any other scale degree, which would feel a little bit different, maybe a little less secure, So when you have a pedal tone, you're essentially reinforcing that bass note. And so you're allowing the stuff on top to basically move around, but that foundation is always there. So it gives you a nice settled, full, round feeling in the bottom. One classic example is the Good Egg Galaxy theme in Super Mario Galaxy. So if you haven't heard that yet, definitely check it out. I'm not going to play it here just for copyright reasons, but let me play it on the piano for you, and hopefully YouTube doesn't detect it and copyright the video. But anyway, this is how it sounds. So it's actually in C major, which is actually perfect. So let me play it for you. All right, so did you notice how I was basically playing C the whole time, right? And occasionally between the different phrases, I would play a very quick dominant note to lead me back to the tonic. So C, 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 G, C, 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 1, 1, 5, 1, because we know 5 loves to go to 1. So it's so quick though, that transition from the 5 to the 1 that you barely notice it, but it almost like kickstarts the phrase again. Whereas on the top, you have like the 1 chord, the 4 chord, right? And the 7 chord, or you could think of it as the 5-7 chord, right? So G7 over C, or you could think of it as just D diminished, or yeah, a B diminished over C essentially. They're calling it D minor 7, 13. Don't worry about that. C, F, F, and back to C, right? And then at some point, there's also like an F sharp or G flat chord, and then there's a lot of dissonance there, right? But the whole idea is that because of that pedal point, the whole theme feels pretty grounded. And this is just for some context. This theme basically plays when Mario reaches the very first galaxy in the game, in Super Mario Galaxy. This is this first complete space exploration level where Mario's kind of starting to explore things. And so the pedal point gives us a sense of groundedness, if that's a word, because it's like Mario is really establishing his footing on the planet. And then later in the theme, it goes like, So obviously the harmony there changes, and that's the main chorus of the piece. But before that, it really just settles on that C pedal. So there's always a sense of foundation. But then when we get to the chorus, then it really changes the harmony, changes the chords throughout, and the bass changes along with it. So that then it introduces a sense of adventure and exploration and so on and so forth. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. That's more of a modern relevant example of the pedal point, but classical examples, romantic examples, baroque examples, you can find so many examples of the bass being held on a single note while the stuff on top, like the chords and the melody, are all changing. But just as long as you remember the general effect of the pedal tone is it's basically reestablishing and maintaining the feeling of that harmonic foundation. Then you're basically like you can use it however you want, essentially. But as long as you kind of understand how it makes you feel and add it as another tool in your toolkit, in your toolbox, that's a lot of fun. So anyway, hopefully that kind of makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions about it in the comments below. If you don't have the Music Theory Fundamentals guide yet, I want to give that to you totally free. And again, it just combines the very basics of music theory into one guide, shows you how it all works together, the very essentials you need to know to get up and running. I want to give that to you as a thank you for watching this video. So I'll catch you in the next one. See you then, and take care. Bye-bye.